Oh wow, all these vigilance cards are just so cool. I think I'm gonna play like a Chewbacca grit deck. Oh hey bro, what's going on? What are you playing?
Oh, nothing much. It's just a Star Wars card game.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I actually have my Destiny dice in the back, so I could go grab it if you want to play a game. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just this isn't Destiny. This is actually a new Star Wars card game.
Wait, you mean I need to buy into another Star Wars TCG?
Well, yeah, but actually this time Fantasy Flight seems to be doing a pretty good job, and I'm actually very excited for the future of this game. You good, bro? Are you okay?
Oh god, somebody get help!
Hello, my pumpkins! Star Wars Unlimited is the newest trading card game on the block developed by Fantasy Flight Games, or FFG for short. Yes, I know FFG has had some disasters in the past. We will definitely talk about that later in the video, I promise. For those who have not heard about Star Wars Unlimited yet, it's pretty much a blend between Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, with some nice seasoning of other TCGs, and a sprinkling of its own innovations on top. However, it is facetious
Facetious.
to say that it is just a blatant copy of these games. Yes, you have your lands, your units, and of course, your life points. However, there are plenty of changes that make this game honestly very unique and one of my personal favorite TCGs. But first, let's talk about. I'm only going to give a quick overview, but currently there are 3 formats in Star Wars Unlimited. These formats are Premier, Draft, and Twin Suns. In Premier, 2 players face off until one base takes 30 or 25 damage. Players start by drawing 6 cards from a 50 card deck and receiving 2 of those cards in their hand. These resource cards are unplayable for the rest of the game. Then, each player takes single actions during a round back and forth, with a round ending when both players have passed, or one person has taken the initiative token and then the other player has passed. The initiative token allows the player who took it to have the first action on the next action phase. So, in terms of tempo, taking the initiative token can make you be put ahead of your opponent. After an action phase, players draw 2 cards. Yes, not 1, 2 cards. I know it's a lot different from pretty much every other card game. And they can resource 1 card from their hand, and then both players unexhaust everything, which is pretty much equal to saying untapping. And just like that, another action phase begins, with the cycle continuing until someone's base is destroyed. One interesting thing that SWU, or SWU, or Star Wars Unlimited, does differently is a 2-lane system, with ground and space. Both ground and space units can attack other units in their respective arenas. However, space units cannot interact with ground units and vice versa. I'm looking at you, strafing gunship. Now, I know there is also Draft, which is a traditionally 30 card decks, and Twin Suns, which is a multiplayer format and will eventually be 80 card decks with 2 leaders. Yes, you heard that, 2 leaders. I can finally run Han Solo and Chewbacca Dream Team. However, currently, most people are only focused on the Premier format with the release of the game, but it is amazing that FFG has already actually designed multiple ways of play that helps contribute to the longevity of the game, and I'm very excited to see how Twin Suns meta will evolve alongside the Premier meta. All in all, Star Wars Unlimited, while simple in nature, the game allows for a level of complexity due to the action system in place of a traditional turn-based system. Many times playing Star Wars Unlimited, I question whether I should attack or play a unit, and it's clear to me that there's a level of strategic thinking in order to take your actions, and it feels really great and rewards players who not only think about what they can play, but also the possibility of your opponent. Now, that's enough about the gameplay. Let's talk about some of the... Star Wars Unlimited exploded in popularity. I mean, literally, look at all these booster box prices. This is insane. I know this doesn't sound like a pro, but currently FFG has sold out all of its Star Wars Unlimited boosters, and while this means that it's impossible to obtain the product without breaking the bank, it also means that there are plenty of people who want to play this game, and yes, FFG is going to be sending out a second wave of product. At the time of me making this video, it's common to find a group of 10 to 20 people at weekly play for Star Wars Unlimited at your LGS, and it's clear that there is a demand for this TCG in such already a niche genre that is typically considered saturated. Also, I know I talked about this in the gameplay, but the action-based system is just so good. It never feels like I need to be looking at my phone waiting for my opponent to stop playing solitaire on their board. Similarly, the aspect system is just so great. Being able to play any card from any aspect, of course with the aspect penalty, prevents the game from gatekeeping certain powerful cards to specific decks, while also promoting their creativity in deck building. This also then leads to the resource system, which just feels also so amazing. In other games, you're oftentimes at the mercy of your own deck from being mana screwed, and it feels like that's not existent because every card is your resource. It's just such an efficient system, and while it's no flesh and blood pitching mechanic, it just feels so good. Lastly, the design of a 50 card deck and drawing 2 cards each round makes the game feel so less heart of the card dependent, as you're not at the mercy of your probability being lower. Instead, you have a higher probability of seeing all your cards instead of praying that you get one specific card that you so desperately need. And while again, this still happens, it definitely feels a lot less, and it's a nice change of pace compared to other TCGs. All these things are great, but let's talk about the not so great in the... Look, I don't mean to address the elephant in the room, but FFG has had a very interesting past. One of the biggest concerns with this game is that it will end up like Star Wars Destiny, which utterly failed and was discontinued. However, the developers at FFG have actually done a really good job at addressing the past, and have made it very clear that they are actually going to be putting in the work to improve the reputation. And the fact that the developers have openly addressed this in the community about their past failures gives me hope that Star Wars Unlimited will benefit greatly from the communication by the developers. And similarly, FFG has openly stated that this game is a forever game, and I mean, just look at game designer Jim Cartwright. Man literally got the aspect symbols as a tattoo. Unfortunately, as I'm currently releasing this video, the price of obtaining sealed products is very, very expensive. But luckily, again, FFG has openly stated and communicated their plan for releasing more products after the unexpected surge of popularity, but still, it can feel very painful to have to pay $140 for boosters that were pretty much $90 2 weeks ago. However, I don't expect this to be a problem in the future, as this mainly just relates to launch day shenanigans, and FFG not predicting that their game would be this successful upon release. About the cards themselves, I love the leader system, but right now it just feels a little unbalanced. Seriously, like who thought giving a 5 resource leader 4 power and 7 health while allowing it to untap 2 resources was a good idea? Okay, and I know it's too early to make meta judgment, but it's very clear that Boba Fett is just strictly better than other leaders, and with the next set being based on the Mandalorian, it's scary to think that Fett might get more Mandalorian synergies and become even more powerful. Similarly, leaders like Hera and IG-88 just don't feel complete. Luckily, I don't expect again this to be a problem in the future, because as more sets come out, we will have more cards to give my boy IG-88 some love, and I'm more than excited for that. Overall, Star Wars Unlimited is just such an amazing TCG, and it has the potential to compete against the top 3, or even for a place in the top 5. The game feels fun, and while it does have its small issues, the overall balance of the first set feels great. Out of a rating of 10, I have to give this game a solid 9, as the design is just amazing, and the gameplay shows that the developers care about this game, and their communication has only supported that. But what do you guys think? Is this the second coming of Jesus, or is this just another hype train heading off a cliff? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!